Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going to talk about a question that was raised in my marketing group from a group user about WordPress and custom theme development, right? So this lady's name Erin. She had raised a question. Is it she's a marketing manager and she had asked, hey, this agency that we are going to work with, they are suggesting that we don't use a custom theme or we don't use the out-of-the-box theme such as Divi or Elementor, and instead they want to develop their own custom theme because they're saying it's going to be faster and it's going to be better. What should we do? Well, first of all, I said, what's your business? Are you in e-com? Because usually in e-com, 1 to 2 second uh, faster loading time means a lot of revenue. But if you are not in e-com, and which they were not, they were a SaaS company, software as a service, and they have informational side, right? It didn't really matter if they were going to get 2 more extra second savings, because a couple of reasons. I told her, look, number one is, what's the cost benefit, right? How much is it going to cost you to develop a website using WordPress and uh, Divi or Elementor, one of those themes that are out there that are like drag and drop, WYSIWYG, and build your one website. That's one. The other thing is versus custom coding a theme from the ground up, right? It's a bigger lift. Number two is, when do you need this website, right? Because a custom theme development is going to take a lot of time versus something like Divi. Again, I keep reverting to Divis because we use Divi, and it does a pretty decent job, right? And it's a pretty decent framework or a theme that allows you to build a good website. So I said, how much? And then how soon do you need it? Number three is, what's your budget, right? A custom theme is going to take a lot of time, a lot of money. And something like Divi, you buy it and then you install it and you hire a WordPress developer and UI UX person, and you design it and off you go. You don't have that development effort. The other thing is I forgot. Probably the fourth point is, who's going to maintain this custom developed theme, right? If you've worked with WordPress, there is security issues with WordPress every other day. No, I'm not saying WordPress is bad, right? WordPress is one of the most popular content management system out there. It's used by thousands or millions of people, but it does have its issues, right? So you have to constantly patch it, you have to constantly fix it. There are a lot of platform updates, there are theme updates, things like that. If you go with Divi already have an R&D engineering team that does all of this stuff. But if you're doing custom development, who is going to patch it, right? Does this mean more additional cost for you? Right? Does this mean you are going to basically be in that constant loop of fixing a site and updating the site? Are you in that business, right? Because that's a big point here that you should know. And lastly, when in terms of speed, you can actually make your WordPress site go faster even with something like Elementor. And I say this from my own experience, where we have a client, they get millions of hits every day. Obviously, it's a WordPress install with Elementor. And one thing I will tell you is, it's not a single WordPress server. It's multiple WordPress servers behind the load balancer and the firewall, and it's just a lot of crazy stuff that I don't want to get into it, right? But we designed it, it's responsive, it's 99.95% up, because contractually we cannot have it down for maybe 2 hours at most in a given week or in a month, because if not, we get dinged for it. So WordPress can be scalable. Is it the best thing? Absolutely not. But can you scale it? Can you make it faster? Absolutely, absolutely. So what the point of here is that, before you jump into any questions, before you jump into conclusions, not question, before you jump into any conclusion, ask yourself, what is my end goal? And of course, if you go to a butcher and ask what should I eat for dinner, the butcher is always going to say steak. The butcher is not going to offer you a salad, right? Butcher is not going to say there is chicken as an option. Why do I say that? It's because sometimes you need to ask your questions to the right party who has who can be agnostic in their advice, and who's not gonna push you with oh, let's just do custom development because that's the best way we do. So you need to really look at the cost benefit analysis. You need to figure out where you are in timeline and can you maintain it. It's one thing to get a website as soon as you launch your new website, and the very next day it's outdated. You need to update either the plugins, you need to update the code, you need to apply the patch, you need to fix something. There will always be, and I will tell you, coming from technology background, I will tell you nothing ever goes perfect. There will always be feature requests, there will always be bugs, defects in the products, and with the custom development, you are just increasing that likelihood. Now, it could be possible that this Erin was working with a vendor, an agency who does custom development, and they have their own theme that they wanted to push, and they had to sell for a higher dollar amount, right? They would say, "Oh, we are going to do this custom theme for you for $45,000," and I'm making up this number, $45,000 for this custom theme, but they already had that in the back house because they use the same theme for other clients. And now they're going to be just pushing it instead of Divi because now they can make more money out of this whole thing versus Divi is going to be like it's $400, right? It could also be at play. So I answered Erin with as much detail as possible and kind of sent her way, and hopefully she made the right decision. But what I wanted to share with you is I hope you just don't listen to one person and or come to a conclusion. I hope you check around, do fact checking, figure out all these points, which is, does this make business sense for us or not? Okay, I hope this serves you right. Take care until next time. Bye bye.